When does the future of smartphones arrive? For Samsung fans, the answer may be soon with the upcoming Galaxy S24 Ultra. Samsung's next big thing promises to push boundaries and set new standards. So, what awaits with the S24 Ultra? Let's break down everything we know so far about Samsung's ultra-premium flagship phone. Release date. First up, the big question. When will the Galaxy S24 Ultra be released? Samsung has fallen into a pretty predictable annual launch cycle, with the S-series arrivals usually happening in February or March. The Galaxy S23 lineup launched in February 2023. The S22 family debuted in February 2022. So it's a very safe bet we'll see the S24 models, including the Ultra, make their appearance sometime in February or March 2024. Some rumors suggest Samsung may move the launch event a bit earlier into late January 2024. This lines up with reports that mass production on the S24 phones is already underway. Samsung wants to get ahead of the curves and compete with the iPhone 15 timing. The usual Samsung Unpacked event is likely, potentially in San Francisco again, like the S23 launch. As for precise timing, some leaks point to a mid to late January unveiling, but January or February seem equally likely right now. The recent Qualcomm Snapdragon event in November 2022 tells us the critical S24 Ultra processor will be ready to go soon. The exact Galaxy S24 Ultra release date is still to be determined, but based on Samsung's patterns, we can expect their next big flagship phone lineup to drop in the first quarter of 2024, January or February being the most probable months. We'll keep an eye out for any new rumors or leaks regarding the final S24 Ultra launch timing. But circle early 2024 on your calendar if you're excited about Samsung's upcoming premium phone. Design. In terms of design, don't expect any major changes to the overall look Samsung introduced with the S23 Ultra this year. The signature contoured edges, protruding rear camera housing, centered hole-punch selfie cam, those core S23 Ultra design traits will likely all carry over to the S24 Ultra. Some leaked CAD renders show minor tweaks like slightly boxier corners on the S24 Ultra, and we may see some new color options beyond the standard black and white models. But Samsung seems pretty settled on sticking with the core S23 Ultra design blueprint for at least another generation. Why mess with success? The most interesting potential design change involves use of a new titanium alloy frame. Several leaks point to the S24 Ultra swapping the armor aluminum sides for titanium. This could help shed a few grams of weight while retaining strength and durability. Shaving just a few grams can make a big difference in how comfortable a phone feels in your hand over long-term use. Titanium is also more scratch-resistant than aluminum, so the S24 Ultra may gain some extra protection against scrapes and scuffs, and it aligns with rumors that the S24 Ultra may be a bit thinner than its predecessor. We'll have to wait for confirmation on the titanium, but it would be a clever way to refine the S24 Ultra without drastically changing the overall look and feel. The Galaxy S Ultra line is due for more of an evolutionary rather than revolutionary change this time around. Display. The screens on recent Galaxy S Ultra models have consistently been among the very best displays you'll find on any smartphone. Samsung is sure to continue that trend with the S24 Ultra panel. The last few generations have all featured the same 6.8-inch curved dynamic AMOLED display with quad HD resolution. It's a safe bet the S24 Ultra sticks with what's proven successful: that huge, gorgeous 6.8-inch screen. One rumored change is bumping up the adaptive refresh rate from 120 Hz maximum on the S23 Ultra to 144 Hz on the S24 Ultra. Some competing gaming phones already boast 144 Hz displays, but it would still be a nice boost. Scrolling and animations would look even smoother with a higher 144 Hz refresh ceiling. Of course, a faster refresh rate often comes at the expense of battery life. So Samsung will need to balance smoothness against longevity. The S24 Ultra screen may also get brighter than its predecessors, potentially up to a peak of 2500 nits according to some leaks. The S23 Ultra maxes out at 1750 nits, for reference. More nits generally means better high dynamic range and improved visibility in direct sunlight. So cranking up the max brightness would be welcome, provided it doesn't diminish battery efficiency. The current hole-punch style front camera implementation is expected to remain for the S24 Ultra display. But otherwise, expect Samsung to deliver their usual excellent AMOLED tech with buttery smooth visuals. The S24 Ultra screen doesn't need a radical redesign, just reasonable tweaks like higher refresh rates and brightness to push the technology forward bit by bit. Cameras. Now let's dive into the cameras, because Samsung always loads up their S Ultra model with the latest and greatest photography hardware. The headline 200MP main sensor introduced on the S23 Ultra is likely to stick around mostly unchanged for the S24 Ultra. It takes more than a year to leapfrog that new of a sensor, but reports indicate Samsung will shake up the telephoto zoom lenses on the S24 Ultra. Currently, the S23 Ultra has two 10MP telephoto cameras, one with 3x optical zoom and one with 10x zoom. Multiple leaks point to Samsung nixing one of those 10MP telephoto lenses in favor of a new 50MP telephoto on the S24 Ultra. This upgraded telephoto will supposedly still support around 3x optical zoom, but with its higher 50MP resolution, it should capture far more detail than the 10MP telecameras used now. The remaining 10MP 10x telelens would stay to maintain the full 100x zoom range. But for portraits and standard zooming, the new 50MP sensor should really up the quality. Samsung also recently previewed a Zoom Anyplace tech that uses AI to enhance zoom footage. That seems like an obvious feature add for the S24 Ultra. While the S24 Ultra camera hardware stays similar to the S23 Ultra on paper, expect noticeably refined image quality from the sensors and processing. Samsung wants to maintain its reputation for smartphone camera excellence. The S24 Ultra doesn't need massive camera changes, just smart enhancements leveraging Samsung's latest photography innovations: performance. Under the hood, the Galaxy S24 Ultra will pack all the latest and greatest processing hardware, as you'd expect from Samsung's ultra-powered flagship. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 platform seems like an absolute lock for the US version of the S24 Ultra. Some leaks suggest Samsung could use their own Exynos 2400 chip in other regions. But after the success of the all-Snapdragon S23 series this year, Samsung may decide to stick with Qualcomm Silicon across the board again for the S24 models. Either way, expect blazing fast overall performance, potentially with up to 16 GB of RAM based on some rumors. That's a huge amount even by 2024 standards. Storage should start at 256 GB minimum, just like the S23 Ultra. Samsung won't skimp on internal space for their top-end phone. Gaming and app power will be phenomenal with the cutting-edge Snapdragon or Exynos chipsets. Leaked benchmarks show the S24 Ultra nearly matching iPhone 15 scores. Battery life is always the big question with these spec powerhouses, but a rumored new stacked battery design could increase capacity while maintaining efficiency. Faster 65-watt charging is another rumored upgrade that would help juice up quicker when you do run low. 45-watt charging felt pokey compared to rivals, so boosting speeds would help. Performance is never really in doubt with Samsung's S Ultra phones. It's all about slimming while cramming in the latest silicon and maximizing power efficiency. The S24 Ultra will deliver speed and longevity at the bleeding edge of what's possible in early 2024. No other Android phone will match it spec for spec. Software and AMP, AI 400 words. On the software side, the S24 Ultra will run Samsung's latest One UI version layered over Android 14. We can expect more enhancements focused on AI integration. Samsung is really pushing hard on onboard AI processing in their silicon and optimizing One UI to take advantage. The S24 Ultra will highlight these efforts. One example is Samsung's new Gauss AI assistant. Gauss promises abilities like generating text, identifying objects in photos, and more, all processed locally on the device. Think of it like a built-in AI assistant akin to Google Assistant or Siri, but with more advanced computational skills thanks to the Snapdragon and Exynos chipsets' AI engines. Samsung Gauss could enable some really handy features like answering questions about the contents of your photos or auto-generating text like social media captions. More AI camera tricks are likely too. Improved object and scene recognition abilities to optimize photography settings. Samsung wants to match and beat what Apple and Google offer. Potentially, Samsung could even launch their own version of image generation and enhancement tools like Pixel's Magic Eraser. The AI hardware will be up to the task. One rumor indicates some of the more advanced Gauss AI features may be paywalled as an add-on service, but improved baseline AI should ship as standard. Satellite connectivity for emergency texting and SOS in areas without cell service is another rumored addition to match a recent iPhone capability. And we'll of course see continued refinement of core UX experiences like the foldable interface, DeX mode, universal continuity between devices, and more. Well, that's all for today. The Galaxy S24 Ultra is shaping up to be an impressive refinement of Samsung's premium flagship phone. We'll keep tracking rumors and leaks up until the official launch. But so far, the S24 Ultra looks poised to impress across the board, cementing Samsung's spot at the top of the Android food chain.